Welcome to another video of mine. This one is featuring my Marvel comic collection. I have another video that is specifically on my Amazing Spider-Man collection, but this one is on the rest of all the books that I have. And we'll be featuring the key issues and many of my personal favorites. Enjoy! Starting off with the Avengers. I don't have too many old ones in my collection, but we'll show just a few of what I do have. First of which is number 17. Next is number 43, first appearance of the Red Guardian. And another 57, first appearance of the Vision. Now, Avengers related, I do have all three Infinity series. I'll show Infinity Gauntlet first. Is number 1. Number 2. And number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Finally, number 6. The end of the Infinity Gauntlet. Now for some Doctor Strange. The first one is a rather important issue, and one worth a bit of money. Strange Tales 110. This is the very first appearance of Doctor Strange. Another old issue is Strange Tales 124. And another old Strange Tales I have, number 130. Then we start moving into the pre-Defenders issues. Doctor Strange 183, where he gets his own title. This is the first one that begins to set up the Defenders. That's followed by Submariner, number 22. And then there's 34 and 35. Then Incredible Hulk 126. All these previous issues were setting up the Defenders. And then in Marvel Feature number 1 is the first Defenders. Marvel Feature number 2. Finally, Marvel Feature number 3 with the Defenders. It was after that the Defenders get their own series, their own title. And I've got every single issue of the first series of the Defenders. Here's a couple of the first series of Silver Surfer. Number 4, classic cover with Thor. And number 6, I believe the second appearance of Mephisto. Now for a few X-Men. My oldest copy is number 15. Also includes the origin of the Beast. I have number 46 with the Juggernaut, and 47 featuring the Beast and the X-Men. Then we get into the big guns. Of course, giant size X-Men #1. Very good shape. Have to get this one graded someday. Then there's number 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. Love the Sentinels. 99. And number 100, anniversary issue. I also have 101 through 120. So quite a run of those X-Men. One last X-Men to show is number 164. I have this one slabbed, 8.5 graded, and it's the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Binary. Now for a little Hulk. My oldest Hulk is 109. Meets Khazar. I don't have too many of the older Hulks, but I do have a complete run of the Planet Hulk. That's part 1, number 92. And then when that series completed, that went into the World War Hulk, and that's the first issue of that one, number 1. And I have all that series too. And last for the Hulk is the oversized comic, The Rampaging Hulk. That's number 1, and I have the complete series of that. How about a few Daredevils? There's Daredevil number 3. Next, Daredevil number 6. And Daredevil number 7, the first in his red suit. And Daredevil number 9. Now for one of my favorite characters, Adam Warlock. We'll start this with Fantastic Four number 66. This is considered his first appearance, or at least he was known as him at that point. That was followed by Fantastic Four 67, with the Cocoon being shown on the front cover of this issue. The next appearance was in Thor 165. Unfortunately, I don't have a cover on this one, but I do have the issue. And that was followed by a clash between him and Thor in number 166. And it wasn't until Marvel Premiere number 1 where he got the name of Warlock. Story continued in Marvel Premiere 2. After that, he got his own series, The Power of Warlock. That's number 1. That continued until number 8 and was dropped at that point, but returned again in Strange Tales 178. with Jim Starlin doing the art. This is where Warlock really picked up ground. That continued in Strange Tales 179. Strange Tales 180. And finally, Strange Tales 181. After that, he got his own series back again as Warlock, continuing the number from the other Warlock series at number 9. I love this cover. That continued on through Infinity Gauntlet and more. And the next series he had was Warlock and the Infinity Watch. That's number 1. And I have the entire series of the Infinity Watch. Next we go to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. First appearance, Marvel Superheroes. Number 12. Following that, Marvel Superheroes 13. This also introduced Carol Danvers. After that, it became his own series, Captain Marvel, with number 1. And number 17, his costume was changed. And that also introduced Rick Jones with the bracelets, and as they switched positions. And then number 25 is when he really took off, when Jim Starlin took over. The last issue with Captain Marvel was the death of Captain Marvel. As I mentioned before, in Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers was introduced. And her first issue of her own comic was Ms. Marvel number 1. In number 20, Ms. Marvel received a new uniform, new costume. And then another series with Ms. Marvel started after that. I always liked this cover. And then eventually, in Avenging Spider-Man number 9, Ms. Marvel became Captain Marvel. Another great cover. And then got her own series, Captain Marvel number 1. And another Captain Marvel number 1 in a later series. Here's another one of my favorite Marvel characters, Shang-Chi, or Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. First appearance in Special Marvel Edition 15. Second appearance, Special Marvel Edition 16. And then in number 17, it changed over to his own series, The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Number 17. That went until issue 125, and I have all of those issues. Next is Conan the Barbarian. Here is issue number 1. The Coming of Conan. Issue number 2. And issue number 3. Conan the Barbarian would continue until number 275. That was the end of that series, and I have every single issue in that entire series. During that series, way back in number 23, was the first appearance of Red Sonja. The first appearance on a cover was the next issue, number 24. Next, she received a series in Marvel feature, Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword. That went for 7 issues, I believe. And then she got her own series, Red Sonja. That's number 1. Great cover. I also have the Savage Sword of Conan, number 1 to show. I actually have the first 50 of that series. Now for some odds and ends in my collection. First, Star Wars, number 1. I actually have 1 through 50 in the original series. Nova, number 1. I have all 25 of the original Nova series. Eternals, number 1. Jack Kirby. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 1. Fantastic artwork. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 1. Man-Thing, number 1. Marvel 2-in-1 with Thing and Man-Thing. That's a lot of things. Number 1. Black Panther, number 1. What If, number 1. What if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? And a movie adaptation by Marvel, Logan's Run, number 1. And the oldest comic book I have in my collection from 1948, it's Walt Disney Comics, Volume 9, number 1. Only 10 cents for that baby. One rather unique comic, Marvel Comics Super Special, Kiss. And this is supposedly printed in real Kiss blood, added to the ink. My other video was all the Amazing Spider-Man, so I'll include some of the other Spider-Man I have in this video, starting with Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 1. I also have some of McFarlane's Spider-Man, and here is that number 1, one of the ones. And a Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 1, plus Spider-Men number 1, with Miles and Peter. I have the entire series, that and the second series. And there's also Silk. This is the Amazing Spider-Man and Silk series. I also have an old Spectacular Spider-Man from 1968. There was only 2 issues. This is number 2. And then when it comes to the annuals, I do have number 1. Also, number 2, all the way up to number 40. And I have all the giant size issues also, starting with number 1 here. And to top it off with the special issue I have, Remembering Steve Ditko, the original Spider-Man artist. And finally, this portion will highlight the oversized issues that I have from Marvel. Beginning with Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Mighty Thor, Conan, The Avengers, Holiday Grab Bag, another Thor, Fantastic Four, Howard the Duck, Conan, and the Hulk. And last, we have the Astonishing Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Conan, Superman vs. Spider-Man, 2001, A Space Odyssey, Star Wars 1 and 2, Savage Fists of Kung Fu, Spectacular Spider-Man, and last, Captain America in the Centennial Battles. Well, that's it. Thanks for viewing my Marvel comic book collection video.